Injury updates. Kirk Merritt left practice with a hamstring. Jesse James with a groin. A.J. Johnson, groin. He came back and finished practice. Both of those, in terms of what I was just informed with the training staff, none of those seem significant, but we'll evaluate them and see where we're at. We got an off day tomorrow, so get those guys treated up. Hopefully, get them back out here pretty quick.
I know you were kind of optimistic about the Mario situation before. Is that still?
I still am optimistic about it. Look, with all these soft tissue deals, there's varying degrees to which they are, and so most of these I don't think are a long time, longer than I would like, but don't expect any of them to be long term.
And Jimmy Graham was rest, even though he's had a couple.
Yeah.
Any update on Andres feet?
No, I mean he's working through a soft tissue injury.
I mean, you don't think that's going to be a
No, I don't.
How would you say James Hurst has done with the reps he's gotten in that spot?
Yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job. James is a veteran player. Obviously played tackle for us last year. He's been working in at guard primarily this year. He's a guy that we feel like gives us a lot of flexibility in terms of where he can play on the line. Left or right tackle, he can play guard. So he's a good veteran to have, in terms of just that flexibility and things that he can do for us.
Safe to say you're comfortable if he has to start wherever?
Yeah, he started a lot of games for us and played really well. So, yeah, we're comfortable with him. Absolutely.
How do you think Derek handled that?
Yeah, I thought he executed it outstanding. Which was good to see. Today we worked a first half 2 minute, which is different than a second half 2 minutes. So it wasn't like the game was on the line. It was get ourselves into field goal range. Let's secure the field goal first, and then if we get a chance to take a shot at the end zone, we can. So a lot of situational work, a lot of third and goal down there in the red area. So that's kind of where we're at in camp now, where we're getting into a lot of the situational type stuff.
Is that kind of a better evaluation of the kicker too? A little bit more game-like, coming in, trying to hit it?
Yeah, we try to create as much of a game-like situation as we can. We worked a Mayday field goal there at the end. And then obviously, you have a chance to kick it at the end of the half. So trying to replicate the game as best you can in a controlled environment.
Dennis, it's pre-season, but we are playing a game on Sunday. Does that add anything to the environment, getting ready for a game?
Well, look, it's different than a regular season in that we're still working through our installs right now. It won't be till later in the week that we get into some of the game planning for the game. But obviously, there's a little bit of excitement as you get towards the end of the week, ramping up to get ready to go play on a Sunday.
Derek, how would you describe the camp that Juwan Johnson has had and his comfortability with Derek?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good. I think we're still, in the passing game working through a few things, but I think overall, it's been. I think that timing and that relationship's been pretty good. Yeah, I would expect our guys to play at least in the first preseason game. We'll see where we're at.
So how about Trevor? The fact that you only have 3 quarterbacks, that kind of dictate that we'll see a lot of.
Yeah, I would expect that we'll see, a lot of Haener. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see Derek. We'll see Jameis. We'll see Haener. Yeah, all these rookies, I'm curious to see how they handle a game. I've never seen any of them in a live game situation where I'm there in the building watching them play. So I'm anxious to see how all these guys respond on the sideline. How do they respond to a good play? How do they respond to a bad play? And Jake's no different than any of the other rookies.
When you say we'll see after the first preseason game, does that mean you're treating the first we used to know the pattern when it was 4 games, but that's the one starters are most likely to play in, or?
Yeah, I'm planning on playing starting players in the first preseason game, and then we'll get to where we're at the second and the third.
Does working in a new quarterback kind of factor in there, where you just the reps are a little bit more important this year?
That probably plays a little bit into account, but I think it's more about, it's a new season, it's a new group, and I want to see our guys play.
Dennis, when you talk about the first preseason game, when you're going to LA against the Chargers and the Texas coming to town, that for certain individuals just important, like the practices we're going to have against those teams versus the actual game as far as play.
Yeah, I would think so. Obviously, when we get into those practice environments against another team, you're probably seeing a little bit more of the ones and twos in that environment, and the threes probably aren't getting quite as many reps in that environment. And then, so obviously, in those situations, then the game becomes paramount for those guys. So, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to that one. But yeah, in the first preseason game, I'm expecting to play our guys.
Dennis, with some of these guys that have recently missed time, like Traquan and Rashid, how many practices would they need to have before you feel comfortable putting them in a game? I guess, I'm saying, they have to be
Look,
back on Wednesday or Thursday.
I'm going to lean on the medical people in that regard to see where they're at. When they're healthy enough to, get out there and play, then, we'll plan on playing them.
There's no baseline, you need to get them ramped back up through 2 practices or 3 or.
No, there's not a number that we have in mind that says they have to have this many practices before we play them.
Dennis, Chris made a really, really nice catch. I think it was one-on-ones today. Touch the catch over Lante. Is that something you've seen him add to his game this year? I know you said he added to his strength. Have you seen him improve in that area?
Yeah, and I think that's still a work in progress. I think that's still an area that he can improve on. But yeah, it's nice to see he's made a few of them in training camp. So that's part of the evolution of a receiver. In our league, there's a lot more tight coverage in our league than there is in college, and so you're going to have to be able to make some contested catches. And I think he's worked really hard at trying to improve in that area of his game.
Guys, what about Trevor Penning? He had a really outstanding camp. But y'all put him on his plate.
Yeah, well, look, he's kind of been a little up and down in terms of the volume, just coming back off the injury. But when he's been out here, we've tried to soak him with some reps and, try to, give him an opportunity to get some work. There's a lot of improvement that has to be made. He hadn't played a lot of football, and so, but I like the way he's working, and I like the trajectory he's on. He's just got to keep working and keep continuing to get better. All right, guys, thanks.
Thank you.